There's a special kind of magic in travel that's been quietly disappearing. The thrill of the unknown. Think about it. When was the last time you arrived in a new city with zero plan? No pre-booked tickets, no algorithmically optimized itinerary, just a crumpled map, or, let's be real, a phone at 3% battery, and a willingness to wander? These days, AI handles everything. It books your flights, predicts your ideal hotel pillow firmness, and even tells you the exact minute the Eiffel Tower will be most Instagrammable. It's like having a personal travel agent who's also a control freak. Sure, it's convenient, but it's also turning our trips into predictable, paint-by-numbers experiences. Take hidden gems, for example. AI scrapes thousands of reviews to find them, which means they're not hidden anymore. That secluded beach from your friend's 2012 blog post, now it's got a Starbucks and a TikTok influencer doing yoga poses at sunrise. So today we're asking, is AI killing spontaneous travel? Can we still find adventure when algorithms dictate every step? Or is the future of travel just really efficient boredom? Welcome to AtlasIQ, where innovation meets exploration. Stick around, because by the end, you'll either swear off AI planners forever, or finally forgive that one app that sent you to a romantic restaurant that was actually a laundromat. There's something magical about old-school travel that modern algorithms can't replicate. The sheer joy of stumbling upon something wonderful completely by accident. Picture this. You're wandering through the back streets of Rome without a map, turn a random corner, and discover a tiny, family-run trattoria where the owner greets you like an old friend and serves the best pasta you've ever tasted. These are the moments that stick with us for years, the stories we retell at dinner parties. Yet, today's AI-powered travel tools are systematically eliminating these happy accidents. With predictive algorithms that know our preferences better than we do, every recommendation is tailored to eliminate risk and uncertainty. That charming hole-in-the-wall spot? The algorithm won't suggest it because it only has 23 reviews instead of 500. That interesting detour? Your navigation app reroutes you because it might add 4 minutes to your journey. We've become so obsessed with optimization that we've forgotten how to simply wander and discover. The irony is painful. We use technology to help us discover new places, but in doing so, we often miss the authentic discoveries that happen when we put our phones away. When every traveler follows the same algorithmically generated perfect itinerary, we all end up having the same homogenized experience. The question isn't whether AI travel tools are useful, they clearly are, but whether we're losing something irreplaceable in our pursuit of perfectly planned trips. Walk through any major tourist destination today, and you'll witness a strange phenomenon. Crowds of people all visiting the same spots, taking the same photos, following the same routes. This isn't coincidence. It's the direct result of recommendation algorithms creating what we might call the tourist conveyor belt. When every travel app highlights the same must-see locations and hidden gems, those places quickly stop being hidden and start being overcrowded. Take Bali's famous Tegalalang rice terrace as an example. What was once a peaceful agricultural landscape has become a crowded photo op, complete with professional Instagram setups and ropes marking optimal photo angles. Why? Because every travel algorithm and influencer platform identified it as a must-visit location. The same pattern repeats globally. From Iceland's Blue Lagoon to Prague's Charles Bridge, we're seeing popular destinations become victims of their own algorithmic success. Even worse, these systems create a feedback loop. As more people visit algorithm-recommended spots, those locations get even more promoted, attracting more visitors in an endless cycle. The result? Travel experiences that feel less like authentic cultural immersion and more like checking items off a digital checklist. We're not discovering places anymore, we're being herded through them. One of the great promises of AI travel tools is personalization, the idea that your trip recommendations will uniquely tailored to your interests. But how personal are these recommendations really? In practice, most algorithmic suggestions fall into predictable patterns based on crowdsourced data rather than genuine individual insight. Here's how it typically works. You look up one museum and suddenly every recommendation becomes museum-focused, ignoring that you might want variety. You book one cozy boutique hotel, and now every suggestion fits that mold, eliminating potentially interesting alternatives. The algorithms aren't actually understanding you as a person, they're following simple if X then Y patterns based on what similar users have done. This creates what we might call personalization myopia, where our options actually become narrower because the algorithms keep serving us more of what we've already shown interest in. True personalization would sometimes surprise us, challenge our preferences, and introduce elements of delightful unpredictability. Instead, we get stuck in recommendation loops that make every trip start to feel strangely familiar, even when we're visiting new places. So how do we break free from this cycle of predictable travel without abandoning the undeniable conveniences of modern technology? The answer lies in intentional balance, using AI as a tool rather than letting it become the architect of our entire experience. Start by deliberately leaving gaps in your itinerary. Instead of scheduling every hour, block out time with no plans at all, time to wander, to follow interesting signs, to accept invitations from locals. When using recommendation apps, dig deeper than the top-rated options, scroll to page 3, where the more obscure but potentially more interesting suggestions live. Make a rule that for every algorithm-generated activity, you'll add one completely unplanned experience. Try this experiment. For one day of your next trip, turn off all navigation apps. Use paper maps or simply ask directions from people you meet. You'll be amazed at how differently you experience a place when you're not being led around by a digital voice. Notice how shopkeepers become more helpful when you're not staring at your phone. See how your senses become sharper when you're not following a predetermined route. At its core, travel is about human connection, something no AI can truly replicate. While algorithms can recommend popular restaurants, they can't replicate the experience of a chef coming out to explain the history of a dish. They can suggest tourist attractions, but they can't spark the random conversation with a local that leads you to their favorite neighborhood spot. This is where we need to be intentional about prioritizing human interaction in our travels. Instead of always checking reviews, try asking your hotel concierge for their personal recommendations. Rather than relying on translation apps, attempt to communicate in the local language. You'll be surprised how often this leads to warm interactions and unexpected invitations. The most memorable travel experiences often come from saying yes to opportunities that would never appear in an algorithm. The street vendor who insists you try their family recipe, the musician who invites you backstage, the elderly local who shares stories about how the neighborhood used to be. These moments can't be optimized, scheduled, or predicted, and that's exactly what makes them special. As we stand at this crossroads of travel technology, the challenge isn't to reject AI tools entirely, but to use them wisely. Let algorithms handle the logistics, the flight bookings, the hotel comparisons, the transit routes. But when it comes to experiencing a place, we need to reclaim our sense of adventure. The future of travel shouldn't be about choosing between technology and spontaneity, but about finding ways to let them coexist. Maybe it means using AI to identify potential destinations, then deliberately going off script once you arrive. Perhaps it's about treating algorithmic recommendations as starting points rather than rigid plans. Because at the end of the day, the trips we remember aren't the ones where everything went perfectly according to plan. They're the ones filled with unexpected moments, chance encounters, and delightful surprises. And that's something no algorithm can optimize for us. What's been your experience with AI travel tools? Have they made your trips better, or have they made everything feel a bit too predictable? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this exploration of modern travel, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that helps you travel smarter while keeping the adventure alive. This is AtlasIQ, where innovation meets exploration. Until next time, may your journeys be filled with just the right amount of wonderful unpredictability.